good evening or good morning, wherever you are. I'm going to review the Nigeria-Morocco game that took place today. First, I'd like to say congratulations to the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Huge win for the team and for the country. And yeah, it's a great time to be Nigerian right now. And the final today was just insane. And I was just like, I have to give a review of such a crazy game. The game started off pretty rough for Nigeria. Very early on, the team couldn't like string passes together. We didn't play. We weren't playing long balls. And one thing that Nigeria was doing very well in the previous games was its ability to play long balls, especially in the game against South Africa. We saw how good they were at playing long balls. We saw how good they were at playing possession style-based football against in the first game against Tunisia. But today, Nigeria couldn't do that in the first half. And Morocco were just putting on a lot of pressure on the Nigerian defense and forcing Nigerian defense to make a lot of mistakes. But the game in the 12th minute started off with a banger. There was a great shot from the Moroccan captain, Shabak, in the 12th minute. And it was outside of the box, incredible shot. And the Nigerian goalkeeper, Nadozie, couldn't do anything about it. And it's just another goal to add to the catalog of amazing goals for Shabak. And Shabak won the Golden Boot and the Golden Ball in the last Women's African Cup of Nations. And in this African Cup of Nations, she won the Golden Boot again with 5 goals. And what a way to cap off your Golden Boot with an amazing shot like that with the right foot. And there was nothing Nadozie could do about that. Ayinde, the defensive midfielder for Nigeria, who's been very good in the previous games. In that moment, she passed the ball straight to Shabak when she was trying to clear it, and Shabak, without even thinking, automatically just took one shot, and boom, it was in the back of the net. And for most of the first half, Morocco was just winning all the duels. And like I said before, Nigeria couldn't really pass the ball very well. They weren't good at using long balls. They weren't good at crossing. They weren't good at creating space for themselves, and there was just no link between the midfield and the attack for Nigeria. And then in the 23rd minute, the Moroccan right back El Haj sent in a great cross into the box, looking for a striker, Jredi. And Jredi actually slipped, but then Ohale, the Nigerian center back, miscleared the ball, and she gives the ball straight to Morocco's number 18, Moussaoudi. Moussaoudi, once again, just like Shabak, she thinks quickly. She takes one touch, which confuses Nigeria's fullback Alozie, and she forces Alozie to commit to making a step. And in the process of doing that, Moussaoudi confuses Alozie, and takes one touch, and then just shoots it with the left, and it's it's another goal for Morocco. And at that point, it was not looking good for Nigeria. It just seemed like in the first half that Nigeria were playing against a team that was just better than them, and I didn't see how Nigeria would be able to make a comeback. But they were, they were able to, somehow, some way, they were able to make the comeback. And the game overall was a story of two different halves. And we see in the second half, Nigeria just came out more energetic. And there were two key substitutions that were made. And I said at halftime that these were the substitutions that should have been made. If you go on the Nigeria Super Falcons Instagram page, at halftime I was very upset that with how Nigeria were playing and how our midfield and attack weren't linking together. And I said that we should bring on Babajide and Ichie Gini, the midfielder, who has been very good in this tournament. And Babajide, the left forward, had a very good first game against Tunisia, but I feel like we didn't see more of her. We didn't see more minutes from her in the other games. But I just had a feeling that they would do something for Nigeria, and they created the spark. They came on in the 58th minute for Ihezuo and Ainde, and Nigeria started playing better in the 60th minute. You see the ball's bouncing around everywhere. The ball is heading out of play in Morocco's 18-yard box. And as the ball's heading out of play, number 20 for Nigeria, Ijamilusi, sent in a cross, a quick shot, and the Moroccan center back, Benzina, blocks the shot with her hand. Now, is it a pen? Unfortunately, I think it's one of those like 50-50 decisions. She was a bit unlucky there because the speed of the ball made it difficult for her to even like react quickly enough. So the ball was just coming so fast at her that I don't think she even had enough time to like retreat or remove her hand. So it's one of those unfortunate things that is just like I don't know. And again, we'll see later on another controversial call. I think this one was unlucky, but I think it was the correct call to give the pen, even though it was like sort of unlucky. But Okoronkwo, a Nigeria striker, takes the penalty in the 64th minute with her left foot, and she sends it into the bottom right corner with a lot of power, and there's nothing that Morocco's keeper Edemichi could do about it. She dived the wrong way, and there's nothing to say about that. But for most of the second half, and with that goal, Nigeria maintained their composure for the comeback. And because during this time, Morocco were still trying to do things on the counter, but I think Nigeria did very well in like maintaining their composure and maintaining their shape and making sure that Plumtree and Ohala and Demehi were still coming back to were still defending and doing their job defensively. And the second goal came from a spark from Okoronkwo again. Okoronkwo is just amazing today. She around the 70th minute, she dropped deep, and throughout the second half, Okoronkwo was, she was dropping deeper. She was getting more involved with combinations in the midfield. Being there to string passes and offer support to her teammates. And in the 70th minute, she received the ball near the midfield, and she just starts dragging the ball with her and dribbling with the ball, and the Moroccan midfielders and defenders just couldn't take the ball from her, and they just, she just kept moving with the ball. She took a touch with her left foot, and she dribbled past Raba, the Moroccan left back, and then Badri, the number 10 for Morocco, also tries to take the ball from Okoronkwo, but I think she just ended up making things worse, because she put very little effort into actually trying to take the ball away from Okoronkwo, and by doing that, she sort of got in the way of her teammates, and you could see the confusion this causes later on, because the two Moroccan defenders, Benzina and Redouani, ran into each other as they were trying to take the ball away from Okoronkwo, and that just gave more space for Okoronkwo. And all of a sudden, she's running with the ball, and she drags the ball into the box, and suddenly we have a 3v1 situation with Okoronkwo, who has the ball on the right, Ijami Lucy in the middle of the box, and then Babajide, who was subbed on the left, and they're all open. And obviously Okoronkwo has two options. She passes it into an open Ijamalusi, and Babajide could have gotten the ball as well. But Ijamalusi receives the ball in the box, and boom, she takes a strike. It's 2-2, and we're even. And it's pandemonium. If you watch the Football Fans Tribe, the Nigerian football channel, great. Had some great reactions. But the drama doesn't, stop there. There's more drama to come. 8 minutes later, and then the 78th minute, Morocco have the ball. A short corner is played from the captain Shabak to Redouani, who delivers a quick, curvy, sort of mid-height cross into the box, and Saoud keeps her feet high in the air to kick the ball. But then the ball hits Nigeria's center back's hand. It hits Demehin's right hand as she's dragging her arm back. And at first, the ref gives the pen to Morocco because it touched the Nigerian center back's hand. But then VAR overturns it. And to be honest, I'm not sure at this point, still, even after the game, I'm not sure exactly why it was overturned. They didn't really do a good job explaining why they overturned the penalty for Morocco. I couldn't tell if it was because Saoud touched it with her left arm, because on some replays you can see that maybe the Moroccan player might have touched it with her left arm. I couldn't tell if it was that, or whether it was because the Demehi, Nigerian center back, didn't touch it intentionally, and she tried to remove her arm. So I couldn't tell why exactly it was overturned. I think it's because, well, I don't know. I think, I'm not sure Saul touched it, but I do think the Nigerian center back, she tried to, it wasn't intentional, she tried to remove her. Now, is that a penalty? I mean, I don't know. Like, if I were Moroccan, I would definitely be upset about that for sure. Yeah, I would feel sort of screwed by the refs there. Now that being said, I also don't think that the fans bringing lasers into the stadium is cool either, and I think that's something CAF needs to deal with. So I think both teams can feel sort of pissed about like certain things that happened, but the penalty's overturned, and the game continues, and in this 87th minute, Nigeria's right back, Alozie, wins a free kick from like around 30 yards out, and Okoronkwo makes a brilliant cross again. Okoronkwo comes up big, and she delivers a brilliant cross into the box to Echejini, and the ball lands perfectly on Echejini's feet, and she hits it like off the bounce. As soon as the ball bounces off, she hits it off the bounce with one touch, and the ball goes straight into the bottom left corner. And once again, there's nothing Eremici, the Moroccan keeper, can do about it. Even though she makes an effort to save it, there's just nothing she can do about it. And I think one thing that I noticed was it seemed like Shabak was just ball watching, and she wasn't really marking. She wasn't really looking over, her tracking any defenders during that time. And so as amazing as she's been for Morocco, it seems it feels like she let them down in that point, because she should have been tracking Echejini, and she didn't, and Echejini was sort of left open, and that's it was a goal for Nigeria. And again, it was it came from a substitute, and Okoronkwo, woman of the match. She finishes the match with 2 assists and 1 goal. And yeah, definitely she was the person that delivered the comeback. So Nigeria were able to hold on to that lead in the dying minutes, and yeah, they win their 10th African Cup of Nations title. And yeah, overall it was a great game, great result. Congrats to both teams, actually. I mean, both these teams are the best in Africa, and there was a time I thought Morocco were definitely winning this game. Even coming into this game, I thought it was going to be a 50-50 game, and Morocco has been a brilliant team. They made the final in the last WAFCON, and they play some incredible football. They have incredible players, like Shabak is an incredible leader. A lot of young talent in there as well, and they've been impressive in the recent international tournaments they played. So I'm excited to see more of the Moroccan team as well. And yeah, they congrats to them for playing really well and giving us an amazing game. And look, Moroccan stadiums are very nice, and I think it's, one thing CAF has to deal with is the fans, like bringing the lasers and stuff, because that's just really annoying. But that being said, they have great pitches, a great stadium, and just a fantastic football team now for the women as well. So, for Nigeria, this is huge. They didn't win the last AFCON. It's just disappointing because they won the one in 2018. They couldn't win the last one. They couldn't even get third place in the last one. Sorry, it's like a fly there. But now they're back as the Giants. There's a freaking fly that keeps flying around here. It's so annoying. Now they're reclaiming their rightful place as the queens of Africa, and yeah, I'm so happy for, obviously as a Nigerian, I'm happy to see us do well in these tournaments. I'm so happy that they were able to fight back and show that Nigerian spirit, and a 2-0 down in a final against the hosts. I mean, the chances of coming back or getting anything out of that game are very slim. And the way it was looking in that first half, it looked like it was just going to get worse for Nigeria. So the fact that we were able to just, find that spirit and just, come back and find more energy, and not let the atmosphere or the occasion get to you too much. The fact that we were able to do that is very commendable. Credit to the whole team. Shout out to Nadozie, just an amazing keeper. She got keeper of the tournament. Shout out to Plumtree, who's just been an incredible leader in this team, and amazing left back since she's been in this team. Shout out to Ajibade, who is also like the captain, the leader, now the legend as well, and who also got player of the tournament. So it's great to see these players getting rewarded for the hard work they've put in. Shout out to players like Babajide, Okoronkwo, obviously, star of the match, Ijami Lucy, just a lot of incredible players, a lot of young talent coming into this team as well, and seeing them win is just incredible. You can't take these things for granted. I know it's the 10th African Cup of Nations, but for most of these players, I believe for most of them it's their first title, because it seems like a pretty different team from before. Obviously, you have Girl Shawalas and Ordegas that have won this tournament before, but for a lot of these players, they haven't won this tournament before, so it's new for them, and hopefully it gives them confidence going forward. And hopefully it inspires them to hopefully it inspires them to do something in the World Cup, because I do feel that the last World Cup it ended on a sort of a sour note. I mean, that's the way the World Cups usually work for most countries that that don't end up winning. But the way we lost to England was disappointing, because we should have, in my opinion, we were the better team in that game, and we should have beaten England. But I feel like this win is going to inspire these women to it's going to give them that belief and that confidence that they can do something in the World Cup, and they can get that, the revenge, and go a bit further in the World Cup. And I think, I'm also looking at Morocco as well. I think they're going to have. I think these two African teams are going to be very good if they can qualify for the next World Cup. Obviously, the qualifiers. I think the qualifiers start. Well, the qualifiers would be the women's African, the next WAFCON, or the next Women's African Cup of Nations. So we'll see how they do in the next Women's African Cup of Nations. And usually it's the top 4 teams that qualify for the World Cup. So again, Nigeria will definitely be expected to make it. So hopefully this can give them confidence as the qualifiers start for the next AFCON and next World Cup. But overall, credit to both teams. Amazing performance by Nigeria. Incredible comeback. And yeah, hopefully I can celebrate. The players deserve it so much. And yeah, I'm very happy, very proud to be Nigerian. We know they carry last up Nigeria. And yeah, take care everyone, and peace.